Is it just business as usual this week, or is any more emphasis being put on the passing game defensively in the secondary?
It's business as usual, but we have to obviously dial in our defenses that are going to be more effective versus the pass.
How do you, without giving away your game plan, I guess, how do you do that?
You know, we have our system is basically 8 different things, and within each one of those 8 categories, there are some more run-oriented defenses and some more pass-oriented defenses. And now we've got to go back to those 8 systems and pull out the pass-oriented defenses.
This is your first opponent that you've played this year that's going to be super pass-heavy. The other 3 were a little more pro-style, it seemed. What challenges does that pose facing this kind of defense, or this kind of offense for the first time?
You know, when you face an offense that spreads the ball out and particularly throws it down the field, you know, you've got to, from a defensive standpoint, you have to play with great intensity because if someone misses a tackle, it can become a bigger play. So, you know, I think one of the big things you have to do is everyone on our defense will have to make tackles all over the field. And everyone will have to run and make tackles.
Leach has been there for a few years now. Have you seen the offense grow more effective over his time at Washington State?
You know, I think that offense, I think Washington State's offense does a tremendous job of what they do, and that's spread the ball around. I think every year that they're there, they're going to get better. You know, all of a sudden you get the players you need in the system to really make your system go. I think they're doing a wonderful job right now.
I think Rutgers and what Nevada did in their wins over them, they put pressure on Halliday. Is that certainly the key this week, to get consistent pressure on him?
You know, I don't know if consistent. I don't know if all-out pressure is the key. I think with any game plan, you have to have a pressure package. You have to pick and choose when you bring it. You know, pressure can really help you, and pressure can really hurt you. So, but I think you have to have a pressure package.
Last time.
What kind of things do you have to do to cut down third down conversions for them this week?
You know, for us, you know, looking at ourselves and reflecting on the last 3 games, we have to play with more intensity in the pass rush, and then do a better job of tackling. And then last week we didn't do as good a job as we had before. And then obviously, you know, we'll be calling some different defenses this week, some different calls that should help us in the passing game.
Last time you guys played Washington State, obviously what most people remember is your predecessor, Nick Aliotti's comments after the game, being upset with them throwing the ball late. From your perspective, what did you think of that? Is that something that you're okay with the other team doing?
I didn't think twice about it then. I don't think twice about it now. That's between Nick and Coach Leach. No comment.
How do you convince your defense to at least acknowledge that the other team could run when typically they hardly ever run? Do you have to worry about that?
Yeah. What happens, you know, with an offensive attack like this, you're pass rushing so hard that they can hit you with the run. So we have to do a great job of practice of structuring some situation where our guys are taking their pass rushing and then insert some runs, because that's how it's going to happen in the game.
How much can you take from last year against them in terms of film?
You know, I think their system hasn't changed much. You know, I think they're more, you know, they're efficient then, they're efficient now. So, you know, last year's game is looking at what we did and what we could have improved on last year, and seeing what from last year's game plan fits what we're currently doing.
In this type of offense, is there an emphasis on maybe getting out to a fast start, forcing a 3-and-out so Halliday can't get into a rhythm?
Well, that would be nice. I mean, I don't know if that's what we're not preaching at. I mean, we're always trying to preach, get off the field. So, you know, anytime you can get off the field early, it helps with the momentum and the early tempo of the game. But, you know, we've got to be prepared to go out there and just play as long as we need to play to get the job done.
Have teams tried to avoid you, or have they just played you guys straight up?
You know, I haven't really studied it from that standpoint, so I really can't answer that.
So I imagine Washington State, like you said, they use all over the field, so I don't think they'll think who's where, or how have you seen these people use
I haven't really studied whether people are trying to go to them or away from them. I know that when you play a team like Washington State that has 4 really good receivers, running backs that can catch the ball, they're just going to run their system.
What does Connor Halliday do well as a quarterback?
He gets the ball out of his hand extremely fast. I mean, it's catch and release. He can read defenses really fast. So when that ball is snapped and he gets in his hand, he knows where he's going with it. So it's out really fast. And he's quicker than you think. He stays alive. He avoids some people, and then he makes plays down the field. So he's really, really good.
Coach, linebacker play is going to be key this week. How have the linebackers done in the first 3 games, specifically Tyson?
Yeah. You know, looking at the linebacker core through the first 3 weeks, we've been good. You know, we've had some really good moments, and we left a lot of plays on the field. So, and obviously, what we're looking for is consistency, and this is a different opponent, because now we got to run around and make tackles in space as opposed to making tackles in the box. But it's a wonderful opportunity. It's a wonderful challenge.
Will Washington State's offense change the way you start the game? Will you start with 6 DBs or 5 DBs and not 3 linebackers?
You know, I think in this game we're going to play a ton of people. So I think you're going to see the 5 DBs, the 6 DBs, the 4 DBs. I think you're going to see that those groups rolling. I think that's going to be the strategy.